Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so the next type of question that you're going to be asked is how to improve the clarity of a sentence. Now, in revision, most of the questions will deal with thesis, conclusion, adding details, taking them away, or transitions. But there will be occasional one about where you just clarify a sentence. And by the way, clarity, all that means, that's a fancy word that makes to make it clearer to understand, to make it easier to understand. So a lot of this stuff is literally just based on sounding it out as you read it. Does it make sense as you read it? If it doesn't, there's a good chance it's not right. So those are the three things that we look for with clarity. The first thing is wordiness. Basically, when you have too many words where a fewer amount of words will do, okay? So let's look right here. This is a really good example with these two. Right at the present moment, the members of the Gaming Society are not on the lookout for additional members of our club due to the fact that we are experiencing a shortage of additional computers. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is a lot of words to just explain the idea that the Gaming Society is not taking new members because we don't have enough computers. And that's exactly what this sentence does. The Gaming Society is currently closed to new members because we don't have enough computers. Ladies and gentlemen, this is way better than this because it includes all the information up here, except it's clearer to understand and easier to read. The second thing is pronoun reference. Now what that is, you guys, is a pronoun, for those of you who don't know, is basically a word that replaces the noun of a sentence, which is the person, place, or thing that the sentence is about. So, for example, Mr. Greco walked down the hallway, period. He had Nike shoes on, okay? Mr. Greco is the subject of the sentence. I am the noun. He is a pronoun talking about me. It renamed me a different name. That is a pronoun, okay? Now, most of you guys know that, but some people don't, okay? Now, what happens is sometimes the antecedents or the pronouns that refer to them don't make any sense, okay? So you need to clarify. So, for example, Anna handed Michelle a sweater, and she smiled, okay? Now, look at this. There's two girls here, right? We have no idea who smiled. She smiled. We have no idea who. Anna handed Michelle a sweater, and Michelle smiled. That is a clear sentence. Remember, it's all about finding clarity. The last one is parallel structure. Now, this is basically a fancier concept, but it's all about rhythm as you read it. It's all about which sentence makes the more sense, and it contains the same information. Okay? So basically, with parallel structure is basically when things are listed, and there's different verbs that go into that, and they have to be the same form of the verb. So, for example, our plan is getting up early, comma, to walk to the bus stop, comma, and transferring at 5th Street. Now, if you notice, transferring and getting up, both end in ing. So it's a different form than to walk right here. Okay? Now, if you notice, this one sounds a lot better. Our plan is to get up early, walk to the bus stop, and transfer at 5th Street, okay? They're the same form of the verb, okay? It doesn't just include ing, okay? It changes it up, it sounds clearer, and it's easier to understand. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to take a look at this question. We're going to do this together. I'm going to kind of show you the strategies you go through this. For this one, guys, it's not so much a strategy as just reading it closely and sounding it out to make sure it sounds good, okay? Now, the first thing we always do, we look to see where we got to go. We look at the question first. What is the most effective revision to make in sentence 5? So, I go to sentence 5, and I highlight it, because we know this sentence is probably messed up. Okay. So, let's look at this. What is the most effective revision to make in sentence 5? If you notice J, it says no revision is needed in this sentence. Now, here's how this works. Ignore J for now. If it's one of those that says no revision needed, ignore it to the end. Because basically, if none of these sound better than this, then it's no revision needed in a sense. But it's better to wait to the end to make sure. Okay, so let's read these sentences and see if they make sense. It's easy to snap a photo, load it on a website, and type out a quick synopsis of where they are and what they're doing. Now, I'll be honest with you guys here. That is pretty much the exact same sentence as this up here. Okay? It really is. Now, here's the issue. Is if it's the same sentence, then it hasn't been changed enough. Okay? So, it is not the correct answer. Okay? Now, it's easy to snap a photo and load it on a website. Then a quick synopsis is typed out of where they are and what they're doing. Now, that's actually pretty clear for the most part when you say that. Okay, it has a nice rhythm to it. It kind of matches in its structure for the most part. We don't know for sure, but we're going to keep that as a possibility. H. It's easy to snap a photo that loads it on a website to type a synopsis of where they are and what they're doing. First of all, it's all garbled together, so it doesn't make sense. Okay, so we got the no revision is needed the sentence and G. So let's compare them. Which does it sound better? Let's go back to it. It's easy to snap a photo, load it on a website, and a quick synopsis is typed out where they are and what they're doing. Okay, the parallel structure here is kind of a little bit off. This kind of fixes it. It's easy to snap a photo, load it on a website, then a quick synopsis is typed out where they are and what they're doing. So the answer is actually J, okay, because the structure kind of matches. Okay, so that is it for clarity. Guys, it's all about sounding it out and finding a rhythm, okay? So let's go ahead and practice.